Ευχαριστώ πολύ.
Ένα λεπτάκι να δώσουμε ακουστικά.
Όχι, όχι. Στα αγγλικά θα μιλήσω. Καλησπέρα και σας ευχαριστούμε πολύ που είστε σήμερα μαζί μας. Είναι μεγάλη τιμή και χαρά να έχουμε μαζί μας τη συγγραφέα Rene Karabash στην πρώτη της εμφάνιση στην Ελλάδα, αν δεν κάνω λάθος. Έτσι. Θα ξεκινήσω με μια σύντομη παρουσίαση του βιβλίου, γιατί έχει μόνο 10 μέρες που κυκλοφορεί, οπότε είναι πολύ πιθανό να μην έχετε καταφέρει να το διαβάσετε. Και μετά θα πραγματοποιήσουμε τη συνομιλία στα αγγλικά για να υπάρχει λίγο ταχύτητα και να τελειώσουμε γρήγορα. Η Rene Karabash... να ξεκινήσω. Ναι, απλά κάποια στιγμή. Ναι. Η Rene Karabash, γεννημένη στη Βουλγαρία, είναι συγγραφέας, ποιήτρια, σκηνοθέτητα και ηθοποιός. Για το ρόλο της στην ταινία Godless, μάλιστα, κέρδισε πολλά βραβεία σε φεστιβάλ ευρωπαϊκά, όπως Λοκάρνο, Στοκχόλμη και άλλα. Έχει εκδώσει ποιητικές συλλογές και έχει συμπεριληφθεί σε διάφορες διεθνείς ανθολογίες, ενώ έχει βρεθεί υποψήφια για τα πιο σημαντικά βραβεία της Βουλγαρίας. Είναι ιδρύτρια της Ακαδημίας Δημιουργικής Γραφής Rabbit Hole, στην οποία διδάσκουν επιφανείς συγγραφείς. Η Ορκισμένη έχει διαγράψει ήδη μια λαμπρή πορεία στη Βουλγαρία. Κέρδισε το βραβείο Ηλίας Κανέτη, το σημαντικότερο λογοτεχνικό βραβείο της Βουλγαρίας. Τα δικαιώματα μετάφρασης έχουν λάβει, νομίζω, 11 χώρες. Και η αμερικανική μετάφρασή του, που θα κυκλοφορήσει το 2026, έχει βραβευτεί ήδη με το βραβείο PEN, ενώ ετοιμάζεται και η κινηματογραφική του μεταφορά. Είμαστε λοιπόν πάρα πολύ τυχεροί που την έχουμε εδώ, τόσο νωρίς στα ελληνικά, πριν διαγράψει και μια διεθνή πορεία. Η Ορκισμένη είναι ένα πολύ ιδιαίτερο και εγωιτευτικό μυθιστόρημα, τόσο από άποψη αφηγηματικών μέσων όσο και θεματικής. Μας μεταφέρει σε ένα απομονωμένο αλβανικό χωριό, στο οποίο ισχύει το κανούν του Λέκε Ντουγκακίνη. Το κανούν είναι ένα σύνολο πολύ αυστηρών εθιμικών κανόνων που επέχουν ισχύ νόμου σε όσες κοινότητες το ακολουθούν, πλέον σε ισχύ μόνο σε πολύ απομονωμένες περιοχές των Βαλκανίων και κυρίως στην Αλβανία. Επιβάλλει την αυτοδικία και ο βασικός του κανόνας είναι ότι κάθε φόνος πρέπει αναγκαστικά να απαντηθεί. Αυτό δημιουργεί μια μακροετή σειρά από αιματηρές βεντέτες, καθώς τα αρσενικά μέλη μιας οικογένειας πρέπει να εκδικούνται για το θάνατο κάποιου μέλους τους. Σαν θεσμός μπορεί να σας είναι γνωστός από άλλα λογοτεχνικά, όπως κυρίως του Ισμαήλ Κανταρέ, τα βιβλία και το συγκεκριμένο το Ρημαγμένος Απρίλης, που είναι δυστυχώς εξαντλημένο προς το παρόν. Αλλά η Rene Karabash εστιάζει σε μια ιδιαίτερη πτυχή του κανούν, έναν όρκο παρθενίας που μπορούν να δώσουν κάποιες γυναίκες πριν το γάμο τους, εάν επιθυμούν να μην παντρευτούν. Δίνοντας αυτόν τον όρκο, μεταμορφώνονται ουσιαστικά σε άντρες, κόβουν υποχρεωτικά τα μαλλιά τους, κάβουν όλες τις γυναικές ενδυμασίες τους, φορούν ρολόι, γιατί είναι ανδρικό προνόμιο αυτό, και αποκτούν όλες τις ελευθερίες του άντρα, αλλά και τις υποχρεώσεις του. Η ιστορία του βιβλίου είναι η ιστορία μιας ορκισμένης, μιας κοπέλας που αποφάσισε να δώσει τον όρκο και να ζήσει ως άντρας. Η Μπεκιά γεννιέται σε μια πολύ παραδοσιακή κλειστή κοινωνία, που τελεί υπό τους κανόνες του κανούν. Είναι η πρωτότοκη κόρη σε μια κοινωνία που η γέννηση κοριτσιού είναι ντροπή, ενώ ακολουθεί η γέννηση του μικρού της αδερφού, που δεν πληρεί τα κριτήρια του παραδοσιακού ανδρισμού. Στο σπίτι του η ρόλη είναι αντεστραμμένη, η μεγάλη κόρη είναι το παλικάρι του πατέρα, του μπαμπά της. Αυτή τον συνοδεύει στο κυνήγι και τον βοηθάει στις δουλειές. Ο αδερφός της προτιμά να πλέκει με τη γιαγιά του και να χορεύει. Η μοναδική παρέα της μικρής είναι η Ντάνα, ένα κορίτσι συνομήλικο που επισκέπτεται το χωριό τα καλοκαίρια για να δει τη γιαγιά της, αλλά η στενή παρέα που κάνουν και η απομόνωσή τους σε διάφορα σημεία του χωριού γεννά πολλά σχόλια. Η Μπεκιά αποφασίζει λοιπόν να γίνει μάτια ήδη από την αρχή του βιβλίου για να αποφύγει το γάμο, και αυτή η αλλαγή δίνεται με όρους φιλομετάβασης. Ωστόσο, ακολουθούν πολλοί ελιγμοί της πλοκής που σταδιακά φωτίζουν άλλες πτυχές της ιστορίας. Έτσι, όσο αποκαλύπτεται σταδιακά ο πυρήνας του βιβλίου, καταλαβαίνουμε ότι αυτή η ιστορία εκτείνεται πέρα από τα όρια του φύλου, της παράδοσης, του εθιμικού δικαίου και των δεσμών. Με λίγα λόγια, δεν είναι ένα βιβλίο απλά για αυτόν τον όρκο, είναι πολλά παραπάνω. Thank you for being here once again. I just mentioned a few things about the Kanun, but I would like to hear your take on it. How did you decide to engage with such a costume, and what inspired you?
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here, that you have decided to spend your time here that 1 hour. For a long time, I was looking for some topic in which I can dress my story, the story that is in my head, because I have grown in a village in the north of Bulgaria, where in Bulgaria, by the way, we have a lot of patriarchal laws. We still have it. We just don't talk about them. And I wanted to find something radical, to find the most radical patriarchal laws that can make the reader think about it more intensely. And I saw that photographs of Pepa Christova, of that Swarm Virgins, and I saw that androgyne women who are women and men and something in between. And I said that will be my story, will be the story of my novel. Because I'm very interested in the energies in people, because maybe everybody knows that we have female and male energy in us. And I'm very interested in that, how it reflects in our body, how it came out, how it make us change in our behavior, in our look. So that's how I choose the topic.
That's one of my next questions, that although it is a deeply patriarchal costume, you don't focus on male character and the issue of honor that we usually see in such literature, but you focus on a female character and this oath that only women can take. So, did you intend to explore a gendered perspective of the Kanun?
Yes, I think that that's the most important and severe part of the Kanun, because in that areas there are a lot of vendettas and men are killing each other, and the men are getting less and less, and there are no men who can take care of the family. So that's one of the reasons why a woman should become a man, or can choose to become a man, to take care of the family. But I didn't think about that. I will work with the feminine part of that laws. No, I just was. It struck me that severe laws. Let's say, for example, there is that part of it that the father of the main character puts a bullet in her baggage, and if she's not virgin, her husband will kill her with that bullet. You can see how crazy that can be.
I see that you're comfortable giving away some parts of the book. Okay.
I'll try not to spoil.
Yes, me neither.
Okay, but I think that that's interesting part.
Yeah.
It's small part that I don't reveal the plot, so don't worry.
The way that the father initiates this violence. I assume that you did research in order to write it. So would you like to tell us a bit about the process? Did you get to visit Albania?
Yeah, I visited with Google Maps. It was nice. But I think that the fact that I have grown up in a very similar environment, even the landscapes and that's traditions, patriarchal, that helped me a lot to represent that places. But I read a lot of books about the laws and the Albanian Alps. Some of them are of Ismail Kadare, the gloomy April. I think that's the title. I even read a book about the meanings of the Albanian names, because for me it's very important. The meanings of the names are very important. They can hide keys for the characters and the plot. So I use them, as you will see in the book, a lot.
I really like how the book deals with masculinity and femininity in a distorted way. I mean, these two siblings, they break the gender roles. A little girl who is called by her father as a brave son, and
Yeah.
a boy that dances with his grandma. Did you want to play with these concepts or even deconstruct them?
Yeah, the one who is calling, the father who is calling my son is here in the public, by the way. That's my sister there. That's her. So it came from a true story. My father wanted boys, but he had girls. And my sister has always been the strongest one. I'm the sensitive one, and I take that feelings from my life and put them in the story. But it's really interesting because we can think about again that energies, that we have that girl with very masculine energy, and we have that boy with very feminine energy, very sensitive. And it's crucial, it's awful to be born in patriarchal society, because it can smash you. It can smash your feminine energy, and it can smash your masculine energy.
Since you gave away this info, I have to skip some questions and ask you that. The ending suggests a personal engagement with the story. And I am going to ask, it's a long shot. Are you Dana? In a way?
I'm all of my characters, maybe.
But Dana is a writer, is a poet. Her
Yes.
part of the book is...
If I have to be honest, I'm Saleh, the brother. the sensitive brother. But I think that every writer puts some parts of himself or herself in the characters. So you just split yourself and put it in the characters. But of course, you're inspired by the people around you. So yes, I may be also Dana, but I may be also Saleh.
Since we got there, I have also to ask. The form of the book is very... No, I want to ask about the writing style. The writing style is very direct, concise, but at the same time lyrical. Is that connected to your familiarity with poetic language? Has poetry influenced you?
Yes, my first books are poetic, and my prose is poetic, so I cannot write in other ways. But that specific style, that specific writing just came exactly for that book, because I think that I just found the voice. You know, every book has its voice and its voices. And it's strange that now I'm writing my new novel, and I said, maybe that's my voice, maybe that stream of consciousness, that way of writing, like She Who Remains, is my style. And when I started writing it, I felt like I put on some shoes on my feet that are smaller. I just realized that every book comes with its voices. And that was the voice, the stream of consciousness. And it just came out like magic, and it started to reinvent itself. And I think that the most important part here is that Bekia, the main character, is an unreliable narrator. And we are very close to her mind. We hear her thoughts, her fears, everything. But that's very tricky because it's very easy to lie to us because we are empathetic to her. We can feel everything that she feels. But at some point, maybe we can realize that she's lying and she's hiding something from us.
Yeah. That that goes all the way. I mean, even in the end is also enigmatic. I will ask you later because now it will be a spoiler. But I think that the book constantly plays with contrasts. I mean, between being and appearing, the dream and the reality, also the soul and the body. And this also creates an atmosphere, a sense of an enigma. Was that intentional? Is that how it came naturally?
Yeah, it came naturally. That's how I see things. I see my characters, I see the scenes like I'm watching a movie. So I just want to tell and explain to the reader what I'm seeing in my mind. And that maybe that's the reason why I write so cinematic stuff. And there is another thing. I'm writing also scripts for movies, and it corresponds and just give to each other, to the writing of the script, to the book, and the opposite. And I just try to show to the reader the picture that I see.
Now that you referred to this part of one of the many things you do, could you tell us about the movie adaptation of the book before we continue?
Yes, we are going to make a movie. Now we are shooting it in June. It's a co-production between Bulgaria, Italy, Albania, Romania, and Germany. And I'm the script writer of the script. And
we also have an international film festival here. Maybe you can
yes.
submit it. As
yeah,
well.
I'll be happy if we visit the festival.
We have a special Balkan part of the festival. It's very nice. Bekia's oath relates to virginity, a traditional and conservative concept that has been deconstructed in postmodern feminist discourse. So it seems to offer the protagonist an escape from marriage and a sense of freedom. So how do you view your character's choice to take that oath?
Yeah, well, I don't want to reveal a lot. Yeah, but she has the reasons to become a sworn virgin. But in the book, I put it that way. I have different versions of it, of that case. And I let the reader, I give the reader the freedom to decide which is the right version, which is the truth, which scene is the true story behind that. It may be there too. It may be both of them. It may be one of them. But she has the reasons, and somehow that's freedom for her because she's threatened to be killed because of some things that had happened. And she gains her freedom like that because she becomes a man. And by the way, the women there cost 20 cows. They have no rights, but the men have rights. They have right to wear a weapon, to go to the pub, to wear a watch. And becoming a man, becoming a sworn virgin, she gains that right. So she becomes free. But what's the price of that? is she really really free?
Yeah, I was wondering if freedom can, if freedom is an illusion, because she's not really free with
Yeah,
that.
you can be free in prison too,
Yeah, exactly.
but in the castle you cannot be free too. So
Yeah. In the first part of the book, Bekia seems to address a female journalist. I think this is not a spoiler, right? And
No.
as a narrative device, it's very engaging for the reader. I think it's like it's engaging the reader. But could it also be a way to preempt fetishization and help us familiarize with a foreign reality that we usually only observe from outside or through cinema and literature, that is very strange and foreign for us?
What's exactly the question?
The question is if by putting that objective observer, you...
Yeah, it's like the reader who is asking her questions in the beginning.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So,
So-
I try to enter her world through the journalist.
Okay, I thought it also served the purpose of making us feel that we shouldn't criticize or fetishize communities that live by that laws, or point the finger and say that's so outdated. Do you understand?
Yeah, it is outdated, but we can enter their shoes like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because she shares her fears, her feelings, and that's easier to feel her.
How and to what extent can love, and especially queer love, flourish in such a repressive environment?
I don't think it can flourish because there the love is equal to death. But when the main characters step outside that environment, she can see clearly what really matters and in what hell she have lived there.
The ending of the book feels like an homage to Sarah Waters. Is that so? Maybe.
More than the atonement of Ian McEwan.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
By the way, there is. Sorry for interrupting you, but in the USA edition that is going to be published soon in January, with the editor, he proposed me to remove the last part.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And to finish just there where they meet. When something happens. Yeah. But yeah, the last part is
Oh, okay,
deleted. It's
okay.
interesting. I like to reinvent the book because for me each edition, every edition is a new book. With some of them are with different name, title, with different covers.
Okay.
And I like that metamorphosis of that story.
I would like to ask about the lineage of literature that you think you belong. Would you like your book to be seen as part of lesbian literature, or are you against these genre or labels?
Yeah. Well, no. For me, yeah, in some countries they label it like a queer novel, but I don't prefer that because it's something that somehow you put the story in a very little box. There is more than a queer story there. It's there are very important relationships between the members of the family. It's about love. It's more than that. And I want the people to read it like a fairy tale of souls, not of gender, not of people who are men, who are women. Yes, the body is important. I tell my stories through the bodies. It changes through the story. but for me, the most important thing is are the souls of my characters. And maybe that's why in Bulgaria, by the way, nobody talks about the novel like it's a queer novel. It's not because they're afraid to talk about that, but because they just see it more deeply, and there are a lot of conservative people who like the story, and they even don't notice somehow that it's about there are two women who love each other.
Okay. 2 years ago, a Bulgarian writer, Gospodinov, received the International Booker Award.
How many? 2 years?
3?
No,
How many?
it's sooner. It's
2?
2? Already 2 years. Oh my
Already
God, it
2.
was like yesterday.
Yeah. And has this caused a shift in the international perception of Bulgarian literature, or make it easier for writers?
Well, it's really important that event that happened, that award that he has received, and yeah, of course, it helps a lot. But there are other processes that are happening for a very long time, and I must say that we have an evolution in the Bulgarian literature. From very different perspectives, because I cannot. I want to mention that my agency, Sofia Literary Agency, is doing such a great job for 3 years, maybe, and a lot of people already know much more about the Bulgarian writers, and they opened so many doors about the Bulgarian writers. Of course, the Booker helps too, but there are a lot of people who are working very hard for that. And it's very important that we have already in Bulgaria such agency, because we didn't have it. We haven't had that institute. It's like an institution, because writers.
We don't, so I get it. Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing, because there are a lot of countries that have a lot of agencies. It's a losing business in the beginning, because you only sell a lot, not too many authors, but it's important. It will become a history one day. I believe in that. And I'm very happy that I'm part of that agency, and that I don't have to think about each point of my contracts, and just my agent is calling me and you'll be there and go there into that country, and then I say, okay. And that gives me freedom and time to create literature, not to think about how I have to promote my literature.
And since you said about time, how do you have the time for all these artistic projects, and how do they complement?
I don't know. No, I know, of course.
I just informed the audience earlier that you are also an actress, and a script writer, you said. So are these artistic projects complementing each other? Part of a creative universe, maybe?
Yeah, I do everything step by step, but for me, every kind of art, each art, let it be theater, cinema, or literature, I see it like gloves, and I put my hand in the one thing and do that things, and put in the other, in the next, and so on. Because I have only one, of course, 2 hands, but I just do it like that, and they're just different techniques. But for me, the most important thing is to find poetry in cinema, in theater, and in literature. That's the thing that leads me to that arts.
Do you want to share some of your inspirations, maybe favorite authors?
Yes, there are a lot, but I must say that I'm influenced by the Latin American authors. I like a lot Julio Cortázar. and maybe for specifically for She Who Remains, my novel we are talking about right now. I was inspired by the Portuguese writer Dulce Maria Cardoso because she's writing in similar style, and yeah, maybe I'm more inspired from poetry, from poets, more than from prose writers. But definitely Cortázar is one of my favorite writers.
Okay, so now that explains the fragmented form, maybe.
Yeah, but he writes poetically.
Yes,
And he's experimenting with the stories, with the characters. I like to step out from the box, from the frame, and just to see other perspectives, to play with the reader, and just to make him entertain while he's reading.
Okay, I have to ask, globally there's a strong backlash around gender transition and trans people. So was Baker's transformation into Mati a form of gender transition? And was it intentional to give it with such terms? So person dies and another is born? Was your intention to say something about that?
That change is social. So that change of gender is social. It's not connected with changing of the physical body of the main character. But I didn't think about that. If I have to be honest, I invented the plot. There were some stones, let's say that. But when I started writing, I didn't think about anything. I was just writing, and the story writes itself. And it's crazy because you become like a channel to something, and it's like there is somebody who is dictating to you, and you're just writing. And I don't think about topics, about racism, about homophobia, about anything. Just write and see what will happen. But the feelings are very important. I think that, and I'm wondering sometimes whether on the parts where I have cried, when I have been writing that book, whether the reader is crying on that part. Because, everything is energy, and you just put like a stamp your energy on the page. And that's very interesting. It's very metaphysical, it's mysterious. I like that connection with the reader.
I will have to ask the audience if they have any questions. And if they don't, I will ask more. Έχετε κάποιες ερωτήσεις, κάποια ερώτηση ίσως για τη συγγραφέα? Θα ήθελε κάποιος να ρωτήσει κάτι? Θέλει κάποιος.
You were talking a lot about exchange of energies, and I wanted to add on a bit here. Can you share, because I feel like we still have time, share some details about your work with translators and editors, as I know that the title is already in the works for, it either has been published or is in the works for more than 10 languages now, so you've had quite a prolific experience with editors and translators. Do you bond with them? Do you somehow don't even hear from them while they're working? How is it going? Or maybe share some funny story or some scandalous story. No, produce a scandal maybe from stage. Just tell us more about because translators are super important editors as well for communicating your message to the audience.
Yeah, they're somehow the bridges to the other language, to the other culture. It's different with each one, with everyone, and with some of them I'm very close. I have become very close, so close that we can drink our rakia or ouzo together. With some of them, I don't communicate so much. But the interesting thing that I find in that process is that every translator finds different mistakes and things in my book, which is very interesting. And they are asking me, what are you thinking about that? What have you been thinking in that sentence? I even don't know, because I forgot a lot of of the things. But it's interesting that some of them don't see the same. They just see the story differently, which is very, very important, I think. And interesting stories, I don't know, maybe I have a lot, but the one is that the novel has been translated in Chinese now. We have the translation. We still don't have the publisher, but we have the translation. And for China, we had to change the gender of Dana, of the girl, because it's impossible the book to be published like that. And that didn't affect the plot, which again I will say that the bodies and the genders doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
So if this book is beyond gender and it's definitely not about the oath, although it's in the title, what would you say that it is about, in your own words?
Well, it's about freedom. It's about dealing with your traumas, the most important thing. Because there is that sentence in the book, the home is the place where your wings have been cut, which is, I think that can explain the idea. There are a lot of topics, of course, but maybe that's the most important thing, because after writing the book, it was about my father. And after writing that book, it was very therapeutic, and everything changed. It was a process that how I saw him, I understood him, and I just let go of that trauma. And maybe that's why my next novel is about my mother. So just, you don't have to pay to therapist all the time. You just have to find other other stuff to do.
Write or
with
read?
yourself.
Write or read instead of therapist. Έχουμε κάποια άλλη ερώτηση? Έχουμε. Για να δούμε.
Hello. Nice to meet you. My name is Anna. I read about this book you wrote in a Greek magazine called LIFO. I found it really interesting. I would like to ask, I liked very much that you used the word feminine and masculine energy. I like this word energy because it is often characterized as a role or identity or hormone or animus. But I like this word energy that you used. I would like to ask you if this story is a contemporary story in Albania. I mean, are there stories like that true in Albania today? This is my first question. Or is it an old? I have seen documentaries about these vedetas 10 years ago maybe, and I was shocked. I could not believe that these things still happen. Are there similar stories? This is the first question. And the second question is, you spoke about patriarchal structures or ideas in Bulgaria of today. I believe that Greece has similar ones. And the most difficult part of them is that they are not so obvious now, that they are hidden, and they don't want to die in a way. They are afraid to die. The society is afraid to let them go. So I think the fact that you wrote this book is a good way to, I don't want to say to fight patriarchy, but I would like to say to make it die, to create a new society with new relations between women and men. Mm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the first question, thank you for the questions. Yeah, that laws still exist in Albania, which is crazy, but they have been nurtured to that vendettas to happen because they have some economical benefits. The people that make men kill each other. About the second question, I understand we are very similar. In Bulgaria, Greece, Italy, we are with, the mother is the mother, the father is the father. And in Bulgaria also, it's the patriarchal laws are like phantom. You cannot see them, but they're there. They're like ghosts. And it's a big problem because I will not enter into political topics, but we have propaganda in Bulgaria. And I will not say, maybe you know which country is doing that. And they use the religion about the Christian family. But if you know what's religion, if you know what's really religion, what's faith, it's nothing to do with the patriarchal laws, because the young Christianity, it accepted women. Even it was, the women were like, it was like they were like put in a, not cult, but Jesus Christ was followed by women, and a lot of things are changed in the Bible, and they use the religion like a weapon. And people are very weak because they want to belong. They want to belong to a religion, to a country, to a society, to feel important. But I think that things like my book and other actions and books and art, everything that is connected with that topic is important to appear. I was worried, not scared, if my book will be trendy. 5 years ago, seeing how people talk more and more about the sworn virgins, over talk, but I see, unfortunately, that it's more and more trendy, that feminist themes, because we see what's happening around the world in democratic countries, how the rights of women are cut, and it's crazy what's happening. And I think that it's like, yeah, you can go on the square and scream, of course, you can fight, there can be blood, but that's another way of it's a quiet rebellion. So that's my way, and I try to do that as much as I can.
Κάποια άλλη ερώτηση? Κάποιος άλλος? Άλλη? Okay. So thank you very much.
Thank you too.
You will sign your books now. So
on the stand of
yes.
Metaxa.
Metaxa. Metaxa afterwards.
Yes, we will for sure.
Οπότε σας περιμένουμε στο περίπτερο του Μετεχμείου εδώ για να υπογράψετε τα αντίτυπα.
Thank you.
Ευχαριστούμε πολύ που ήσασταν εδώ.
Thank you very much.